Okay, so once again, good morning. We will be discussing the last topic of the unit 3, which is changing a repeating decimal to a fraction. We are now in the case 2. Once again, good morning. So for this lesson, we will be able to discuss the changing a repeating decimal to a fraction, which is in a case 2. So our case 2 is repeating sequence starts after some non-repeating digits. So in our previous examples, we have 3.1232323. So in this case, as you can see, the repeating block is only 23 right after the 1, no? Right after 1 or right after the non-repeating digits. And then the second example is 0.35444. So the repeating block is only 4 right after 35. And then 2.2523333. The repeating block is only 33 right after 250. So let's try for the first example. So find the fractional form of 3.1232323. So first step is we have to identify the repeating part of the decimal. So can you guess the repeating part? Okay, that's correct. The repeating part is 23. And then we have to set up an equation. So we will let x by the number. So we have let x is equal to 3.1232323. And then for the third step, we have to multiply the equation in step 2 by 10 to the n. So in this case, our n is equal to 1. That is the number of decimal places before the repeating block. So as you notice in our example, 23, no, right after 1 digit or 1 decimal places before the repeating block. So meaning our n here is equal to 1. Thus, we will multiply the equation in step 2 by 10 to the 1 is equal to 10. And then we have, so 10 times x is equal to 10 times 3.123123. And then we got 10x is equal to 31.2323 and so on. And this equation is our new equations, no, for this example. Now for the step 3.2, we have to multiply the equations in 3.1 by 10 to the p. In this example, the repeating number is 23 with 2 digits, meaning we have p is equal to 2. Thus, we will multiply the equation in 3.1 by 10 squared because the repeating is 23 with 2 digits. So 10 squared is equal to 100. And then we get, no? So from the step 3.1 equations, we have 10x is equal to 31.23 and so on. So we have to multiply both sides by 100. So 100 times 10 and then 100 times 31.23 and so on. So we get 100 times 10. We have 1000x is equal to 3123.2323 and so on. So we will be using that one in our step number 4. So subtract the two equations from 3.1 and 3.2. So from 3.2, we have 1000x is equal to 3123.2323. And from the step 3.1, we have 10x is equal to 31.2323 and so on. So we have to subtract that one. So 1000x minus 10x and then 3123.23 minus 31.23 and so on. So 1000 minus 10 is 990x and then 3123 minus 31 is 3092. Then let's move to step number 5. We have to solve for the value of x. So 990 x is equal to 3092, we have to divide both sides by 990. So 990 x divide 990 is just only x, and then 3092 divide 990 is 3092 over 900. And for the step number 6, we have to simplify the fraction. So from the step 5, we have to simplify 3092 over 990. And we must find the greatest common denominator of 3092 and 990. And in this case, the GCD is 2. Then 3092 divide 2, and then 990 divide 2 is equal to 1546 divide 495. Therefore, the fractional form of 3.1232323 is equal to 1546 over 495, and this fraction is in its simplest form. So this is the fractional form of our example number 1. Okay, so let's have another example. So for number 2, how about this example? Find the fractional form of 0.35444. So can you guess now what is our repeating part of this example? Okay, so that's correct. No, the repeating part is 4. And then step number 2, we have to let x, no, or we have to set up an equation. So let x is equal to 0.354444. And then for step 3.1, we have to identify, no, if how many number of decimal places before the repeating block. So as you can see, our repeating block is 4. Therefore, our n is equal to 2 because we have, before the repeating block, we have 35, which is 2 decimal places before the repeating block. Okay, so thus we will multiply the equations in step number 2 by 10 squared, and then our 10 squared is equal to 100. So we have 100, so 100x times 100, 0.35444. Therefore, 100x is equal to 35.4444. So for the step 3.2, we have to identify how many digits that repeat. So in this example, the repeating number is 4 with 1 digit, that is p is equal to 1. Thus, we will multiply the equations in 3.2 by 10 to the 1. And we have 10 is equal to 10. We get the 10 times 100x is equal to 10 times 35.444, and this is from the step number 1. Therefore, 10 times 100 is just 1000 x, and then 10 times 35.444 is 354.444. And then for step number 4, we have to subtract the equation from step 3.2 to step 3.1. So 1000x is equal to 354.444 minus 100x from the step 3.1. We got 900x is equal to 309. So for the step 5, we have to solve for x. So 900x is equal to 309. So our x here is 319 over 900 because we will divide both sides by 900. So 900x divided 900 is x, and then 319 divided 900 is 900. 319 over 900. And then for step number 6, we have to simplify the fraction. Then we have to find the GCD of 319 and 900. But our GCD is 1. Therefore, the 309 over 900 is in its simplest form. Thus, the fractional form of 0.35444 is equal to 309 over 900. So, hopefully you learned something in this example. Okay, thank you for listening. So, this is the examples of converting the repeating decimals to a fraction which is in a case 2.